And welcome to the desert, Phoenix, Arizona, where two franchises that have combined to win 7 WNBA championships, including the defending champion Storm, getting ready to play. Phoenix hosting the Storm. As we welcome you to ESPN's coverage of the WNBA, presented by Google. And some world-class talent on display tonight in Phoenix. Two of the best players, not just in this league, but in the entire universe, in Breanna Stewart and Brittney Griner. First of 3 games that these two teams will play against each other this season. And we welcome you to Phoenix. Pam Ward, along with LaChina Robinson. Holly Rowe will be joining us shortly. And we just saw two of the very best there, LaChina, and starting with Breanna Stewart.
Yeah, Breanna Stewart is once again on WNBA MVP watch. Second in the league in scoring and blocks, third in rebounding, 3-time Western Conference Player of the Week, helping her Seattle Storm to the #1 spot in the WNBA.
And it is time now to check out tonight's insights of the game from SAP. It's another tremendous player, and Brittney Griner, who had just an unbelievable game and a big win against Vegas.
Yeah, 6'9" Brittney Griner's having yet another strong season in the middle for the Mercury, but her best as of late. She has a league-leading 9 double-doubles, career high in rebounds this year, coming off a huge performance against Vegas in a win on the road in overtime, 33 points for VG.
And they won that game without Diana Taurasi, who's a big question mark for this game. For more on her, let's go down to Holly Rowe.
Well, guys, Diana Taurasi was questionable coming into the game tonight with a hip injury. She will not play in this game. She has been very frustrated. She's just coming back after a sternum fracture. She's been playing great, averaging 15.6 points per game for the Phoenix Mercury, but she will not go tonight. I did talk to her today at shoot-around. She says it's frustrating, but she's very close to getting back on the court. I saw her working out in the back hall today, getting ready for this game, but she will not go. They'll miss her, of course, but she will be ready to go against the U.S. national team next week in Las Vegas.
That is where they will gather to get ready before they go over to Tokyo, and we are underway. Sophie Cunningham getting the start for the second straight game in place of Taurasi. There Sophie is, and she wastes no time getting that shot off. Take a look at the Seattle lineup. Sue Bird, as usual, running the point for this team. She, Jewel Lloyd, and Stewie, 3 of the very best. Samuelson and Russell rounding out the starting 5. And there is Russell, who will be matched up against Griner. Sue Bird, who as her career has gone on, has shot more and more threes. 2/3 of her shots this year are from beyond the arc. Hits the first one. Skylar Diggins having a great year at the point guard. Skylar going to the Olympics along with Kia Nurse, who will play for Team Canada. Brittney Griner also on Team USA. Between these two squads, we've got 9 Olympians spread out between Australia, Canada, and the U.S. The Australians, unfortunately, are not playing.
A lot of talent out there on the floor right now, Pam, and as you see early on, Phoenix looking to go to Griner, and Sue Bird gets another open look.
Cunningham, this is one thing that Sandy Brondello loves about her. Her comes out with a lot of confidence, a lot of energy, and she says it trickles down to the rest of the team. Not gun shy about taking a couple of shots. Stewie.
Breanna Stewart getting it going from long range for Seattle. They have been so good beyond the arc, outscoring their opponents from the three-point line. Brianna Turner has her work cut out for her.
Instead of averaging 9 made threes per game, Skylar Diggins-Smith, one of the Olympians, one of the first-time Olympians for the U.S. U.S. squad with a nice blend of veterans and first-timers. Skylar couldn't get it that time. Griner gives him a second chance, but Jewel Lloyd, great hustle to take it away.
A couple things to watch for as we see Breanna Stewart coming down, getting to the rim. Brianna Turner does have the responsibility of guarding Breanna Stewart, but it's got to be a team effort. They want to put bodies around Stewart, not allow her to see the bucket, so everyone has to be ready to be in help position. But Brianna Turner has emerged as one of the better defenders in the WNBA.
And has drawn some ridiculously difficult defensive assignments, particularly lately. Foul called on Sophie Cunningham, and we believe the officials, Cheryl Flores.
Possible hostile act.
Yes, that's Tara Cruz, Cheryl Flores, and Jeffrey Smith. They're going to take a look at it for a possible hostile act.
Stewart comes in, and you see the foul by Sophie Cunningham, and I think just inadvertently that elbow of Brianna Stewart comes back and gets Sophie Cunningham in the face. I don't think they'll come away with a hostile act there. That was a basketball play, so I don't see any hostile act there, Pam.
After video review, it's been ruled foul is incidental contact.
Yep, incidental contact. Didn't take them long. Sophie Cunningham picks up the personal foul.
And Sophie Cunningham is just going to brush that off. Let me tell you, she is as tough as they get in the WNBA, in her days at Missouri. And you mentioned it earlier. That is why she's been inserted into this starting lineup. After that tough loss to Minnesota, Sandy Brondello said we just needed a punch. We needed some confidence, some swag. And Sophie gives that team exactly that.
Sandy Brondello also on her way to Vegas before going to Tokyo. Brondello is the head coach of the Australian Olympic team. They have assembled already in Vegas. Ezzy Magbagor, Stephanie Talbot not available for Seattle because of that.
And that's going to be one of the keys for Seattle defensively, honestly, is they can't afford to foul. Phoenix likes to get to the free throw line, they be very physical on the drive, but in the short rotation, Seattle shorthanded cannot afford to get into foul trouble.
Head coach Noelle Quinn in her first year taking over for Seattle when Dan Hughes retired was lamenting being a couple of players short with Talbot and Magbagor out. As you mentioned, they're key components to this bench. Reiner, Ron Russell out.
We will see Seattle in a number of defenses. They'll play some zone. They have a matchup zone that they will play. They will do some trapping. Noelle Quinn saying their defense is still coming along, but they have found some different identities to keep teams off of balance, just changing up as the game goes on.
Sue Bird knocking down the mid-range.
That's Sue Bird's shot. Yep. That is her shot right there. That mid-range, and the ponytail starts swinging on the way back down the court.
Bird, along with Taurasi, will try to win what would be a record 5th gold medal when they go to Tokyo. Nurse dribbles it out of bounds.
Sue Bird in transition is so dangerous because she can pass the basketball, but when she's looking to score right here, it's a screen. BG gets a hand up, but that's money for Sue. I mean, she probably hits that shot 9 out of 10 times on the pull-up in the mid-range spot.
Not bad for someone who will turn 41 in October. She is older than her head coach, Noelle Quinn.
You're not going to appreciate that, Pam. You didn't have to add that in there.
I think it needs to be said every time. And this is what Griner has added to her arsenal. Boy, when somebody who's 6'8", 6'9" can step out like that and hit. Jewel Lloyd, little step back. That's one of her classics.
Hands full if you got to guard Jewel Lloyd, because she is playing at a high level this season on the offensive end, career numbers in several different categories, just has a confidence and is playing like a veteran.
Second behind Brianna Stewart in scoring, as this time Griner goes inside to draw contact.
There's a lot of respect defensively from Seattle on Brittany Griner. So you see Russell one-on-one, and then Brianna Stewart comes over. Good read by Griner to go baseline away from the double and powers it to the rim. And when BG is going towards the rim, it is hard to stop.
Now on Mercedes, Russell sends Griner to the line. For more on Brittany, let's go down to Holly Rowe.
Well, you talked about MVP watch at the beginning of the show for Breanna Stewart. Brittany Griner needs to be on that same watch list, LaChina, because she's averaging 20 points, almost 10 rebounds a game. She's coming off a season-high 33, as we see Diggin Smith miss there. But Brittany Griner said she is not tired after that overtime game against Las Vegas with a 33-point season high. She said she's ready to rock for this game, and she looks good in the paint so far for the Mercury.
ESPN's coverage of the WNBA is presented by Google, official WNBA changemaker and proud advocate of women in sports. And in part by State Farm. When you want the real deal, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And Gatorade. Whatever path you take to greatness, great.
It is time for tonight's Did You Know, presented by Google. And did you know that we have one half of the Commissioner's Cup game settled? Connecticut, with a win over Atlanta a few minutes ago, has clinched the East. And if Seattle beats Phoenix tonight, they will be representing the West when the Commissioner's Cup, the inaugural game, is played in August.
I love the addition of the Commissioner's Cup to the WNBA season. Gives the players something to really look forward to. At about that halfway mark, $500,000 is the prize pool for the champion. So a little cash on the line and some conference competition makes every game that much more important.
Skyler hits both free throws for Phoenix. Yeah, it's nice, that cup. It brings back now that the top 8 seeds get into the playoffs regardless of conference. It gives you that old school feeling of East versus West.
Yes.
And Seattle looking to be the West representative. They already are the #1 seed with the best record in the WNBA. Sue doesn't think that that should be Phoenix's ball. There's Noelle Quinn, or Noe as she is known, still by her former teammates. Many of the players, veterans, played with her and had been an assistant for Dan Hughes, and now is the head coach.
Every time we talk to Noelle Quinn, I'm impressed with her basketball IQ and how she just has a great understanding of how the players are feeling and how the team should be coming along. She's shown a great deal of patience. And I don't know how much patience she's going to have if DG keeps getting those looks inside.
Yeah, it's a 7-0 Phoenix run. Turner able to get an easy rebound with all of the Storm getting back on defense.
I believe that may have been Kennedy Burke taking that shot. She is expected to be playing more minutes in the absence of Talbot and Izzy Magdegor, as you mentioned earlier, Pam.
Yep, Kennedy Burke indeed in the game, the third-year player out of UCLA. Had a couple of years in Indiana, wearing number 8. There is Kennedy.
Noelle Quinn giving Kennedy a lot of love on our call, just in terms of her athleticism, how strong she is, how versatile. Mentioned that she may have played at UCLA, gave her a little Bruins love as well, but yeah, Kennedy Burke torched them last year. She torched the Storm, and so what do you do when a team puts the number on you? You go and get them. And they got Snagger from Indiana.
Right, a career high 23 points Burke scored last year for Indiana in a win over Seattle. Indiana had a rough year, particularly at the end of the year. Ended it on a long losing streak, but Kennedy Burke can't hurt them anymore, can't hurt Seattle anymore now that she's joined them.
And there's the trapping defense there by Seattle, and it was successful as they get Shea Petty to turn the ball over. And one of the keys for Phoenix is everyone's got to stay active on the offensive end. Right here, you see that's quite a trap with Bird and Stewart. And Petty at the end tries to throw it up. But Phoenix is a team that without Diana Taurasi, they need more than Brittany Griner, more than Skylar Diggins-Smith. It was Sophie Cunningham the other night. Who will it be in this game?
As Jordan Canada able to get a little bit of room. Another UCLA Bruin. Long three off the mark. Turner battles for the rebound, but it's able to be chased down by Kennedy Burke. And Burke takes it down the lane.
And that may be exactly what Noelle Quinn was hinting at with Kennedy Burke. I mean, her size, that's quite a bit of explosiveness off the bounce at 6'1".
And Coach Quinn very excited so that really Kennedy Burke has only scratched the surface and there's a lot more growth yet in her game. Missed that time.
Every time down the floor, Phoenix should be trying to get Brittney Griner just a touch. Even if she's not the player that shoots the ball, she's already commanding the defensive attention. So get them into rotation.
And Brittney Griner, we mentioned what a great game she had against Vegas, but the game before that against Minnesota, she only took 5 shots. Stewart able to stay with it and get the putback, but Brittney Griner, just 5 shots, not enough. And Sophie Cunningham said before the game today that they need to get her touches. Even if she's not shooting the ball, BG has to get the ball just to move defense around. Nice, deftly got around Russell.
And you could see Skylar Diggins-Smith really motioning for Brittney Griner to get in position. She understands the importance of giving her a touch.
Brittney with 9 of the 15 points for Phoenix.
Right here, Skylar Diggins-Smith is like, get the big girl in the middle. Does a nice job using her body, maybe a little bit of her elbow as well, to get an advantage over Mercedes Russell, who is going to have to take a lot of responsibility in bodying Brittney Griner, being physical with her. They really want to make Griner work.
But Diggins out. Sophie Cunningham back in. Tiffany Prince has replaced Kennedy Burke. Oh man, Jewel Lloyd so smooth.
Missed a couple of games ago with an ankle injury, but came back. That it was more precautionary. She could have played. Well, she doesn't look like she's hurting at all tonight.
No. Coach Quinn said that she is healthy, playing on that ankle. Cunningham left open, left it short, rebound corralled by Lloyd.
And when Griner gets the basketball, everyone else has to cut. They're standing around behind the three-point line, which is a very difficult pass for Griner to make behind the arc. You got to cut through the paint.
Griner guarded by Stewart. Little baby hook turnaround.
Yeah, Noelle Quinn mentioned that Breanna Stewart may have to play some minutes at the 5 just with the way they're having to move their rotations around due to those absences that we discussed. BG went right to work.
Canada
can't get that shot.
It certainly did. Seattle up 2 after 1.
Yeah, Breanna Stewart and company up 2 on the road. Smooth pull up from Stewie. Misses it, no problem.
Welcome back to ESPN's coverage of the WNBA presented by Google. Here with Sue Bird. And Sue, you guys worked a lot on your defensive chemistry today. How do you think you're doing so far communicating without 2 of your big pieces, Ezzie and Stephanie Talbot?
We're doing all right. There's definitely some miscommunication out there, but nothing that's not different to when you play against a Phoenix team that has a player like Brittney Griner. She forces you to double, so it puts you in rotation, so we're just figuring it out.
I just saw Breanna Stewart go up to the ref and show a wound on the arm. Like, she's going to have to play some 5. How are you guys all stepping up against BG?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough when you're missing 2 important players. You know, I guess Aussie. Is that what I'm supposed to say? I wish Sandy were there with them. What's going on down there? But truth is, it's the reality. Sometimes it's injuries, sometimes it's national team commitments. You just got to step up. So we'll see a couple of different lineups out there that we haven't seen, and we'll work through it.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Maybe a little bit of dig there from Sue Bird, you know, missing 2 teammates, and yet Phoenix has their head coach in Sandy Brondello, also part of the national team for Australia. Maybe a dig, Pam. But I want to go back to Maybe, but I want to go back to her point about Brittany Griner. I mean, the good thing for Seattle right now is that Phoenix is not hitting three-point shots. They're 0 for 6, so they can afford to sag in and help off a little bit inside on BG until Phoenix proves that, you know, they have a reason to guard the line.
Of course, their best three-point shooter is not playing. Diana Taurasi missing her second straight game, nursing a minor hip injury. Stewart. Or excuse me, Samuelson. Boy, couldn't get it to go.
And sometimes the thought of Brittany Griner chasing you down can cause a miss like that. Because you know she's coming.
Yeah. Getting the Samuelson on the 3-on-3 U.S. Olympic team. Count her, Seattle has 5 Olympians then. And we do count it. Tipped away. And then a layup miss on the other side by Petty. Oh, that's sweet to Russell.
Beautiful delivery to Mercedes Russell, who I've been impressed with this season. I mean, not in her numbers necessarily. They haven't made a huge jump, but just in her movement, how fluid she is on the court. She's really come into her own and an understanding of how to defend and just be a more confident player. But the defense right there didn't show it as BG went baseline on her.
Yeah, BG made it look easy. Griner now with 15 points has hit 7 over 9 shots. Canada out there playing with Subird. Stewart not on the floor right now. Whistle with just 1 second left on the shot clock.
Going back to the activity of Brittany Griner, I mean, she catches it a step or two off of the lane, but just blows by Russell. And that's where you see the complete skill set of Griner, because she can get down on the block. We've seen that. She can face up and drive. We've seen that. The jump shot from the free throw line extended. She's got it all. And at 6'9", I mean, she's complete. She's got a complete game.
Let's go down. Let's go down to Holly Rowe.
Well, guys, you saw Mercedes Russell have to be very careful there defensively as BG goes by her. You saw her take her arms down, not really contest. That's because she's already got 1 foul here early. Mercedes Russell starts this game at the 5, but they're without, as we've mentioned, their other 5, Ezzy Magbagor, who usually gets big minutes against Brittany Griner. So Mercedes Russell, we already saw her on the bench. They are being very, very careful about her foul trouble. And you saw it right there in that little blow-by. She was smart. She did not want to pick up her second foul early in this game.
And if that's going to be the case all night, Holly, they can keep giving it to BG because she looks ready to take advantage of that.
Griner has scored 15 of Phoenix's last 17 points. And getting inside Jay Petty.
Yeah, Phoenix did a nice job of getting the ball out of the trap and just didn't hit the initial shot. But that's the kind of effort you've got to have in a game like this if you're the Mercury. Get to the rim, rebound.
Skylar working on Sue Bird, left that one a little light.
Yeah, a couple opportunities missed in transition by the Mercury.
Sue's not going to miss that.
I mean, hanging with 2 defenders?
Come on.
Are you 40? I don't know.
40 2/3. Petty finishing her second straight bucket. And Stewart back in.
Nice defense at the rim there by Skylar Diggins-Smith, and that's an area of her game that she came into the season saying she really wanted to work on. Jordan Canada with the hesitation, but no go, says Skylar. Sends it back.
ESPN's coverage of the WNBA is presented by Google, official WNBA changemaker and proud advocate of women in sports.
Welcome back. Skylar Diggins with the block we just showed you against Jordan Canada, but after Skylar came down, she's favoring her right knee and went over to the bench and is flexing it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, that's the right knee that she had a ACL tear in earlier in her WNBA career, just flexing it a little bit there, but looks like she's back there on the floor.
Yep, she's out there running, picking up the loose ball, and finishing.
Phoenix has gotten some runouts. I mean, they have gotten some fast break opportunities, haven't capitalized on all of them. That's something they need to start doing because points have been hard to come by in the half court outside of Brittany Griner.
Yeah, outside of Griner, the rest of the team not shooting very well, just 5 of 17 from the floor now, and they have not hit a three.
Diggins Smith back off of the bench here, and a little miscommunication by Seattle. In the right position, going to that left hand, scores it for 2. And you forget sometimes that Skylar had that ACL injury. She missed time on maternity leave. I mean, she's had some stoppage in her WNBA career, but you could say she's in her prime, making the Olympic team and another all-star nod. She's had a really solid season.
Go back to Holly Rowe.
Nice three there from Kia Nurse. You're talking about Skylar Diggins-Smith and the incredible condition that she is in. She actually stayed here in Phoenix all off-season and worked out relentlessly. She started working with Susan Borchard from the Blueprint, the athlete Blueprint that works with Sue Bird, Brianna Stewart, among others. And she said, that has really transformed my body. She's doing Pilates, yoga almost every single day, getting that core back strong. And Diggins-Smith looks unbelievable. You said it, Pam. This is the prime of her career right now, coming back from surgery, having a baby. She just looks fantastic and will join the Olympic team in Las Vegas. But it's a lot of work in the offseason and behind the scenes to make this happen.
Yeah, Holly, she talked a lot about getting in the gym, in particular with Diana Taurasi. I mean, she said Taurasi and I were getting in the gym 5 days a week, and then she found out that Diana was getting in there 6 days, and Skylar was like, oh, I'll be in there 6 days too. We're talking about two of the most competitive players that you will meet between the lines, and she said she and Dee really bonded, not just around basketball, but also they're both mothers. They just got to know each other better, so it was a really good summer for Skylar Diggins-Smith with that workout plan that you mentioned, Holly, coming into the season.
Stewart got 1 of 2 from the line. Yes, Diggins-Smith coming off a 27.8 assist night in the win against Vegas. They had lost 6 of their last 8 before that overtime win. Skylar now really playing well for Phoenix. 2021 AT&T WNBA All-Star Game is less than a week away. Yes, it's Wednesday. Visit WNBA.com/All-Star to get your tickets today to watch the WNBA All-Stars take on the U.S. Olympic team in Vegas on Bastille Day, July 14th at 7 Eastern. China and Holly going to be there. Going to be quite a show.
3-point competition announced. Can't wait for that, especially with Jonquel Jones. You know, you think about all the guards in the 3-point competition, but we're about to have one of the best post shooters in the league on the 3-point line, and Jonquel, I'm ready to see it.
And Jonquel is hitting 45% of her threes, averaging a double-double this season. She will be competing against Allie Quigley, who's won the competition twice before, Sammy Whitcomb, and yes, Jewel Lloyd will be participating.
Ooh, Sammy Whitcomb's having quite a season, and I'll tell you what her advantage is as Brianna Stewart flies in for that offensive board. Phoenix does give up a number of second chance points, number 1 in fact in the WNBA, but Sammy Whitcomb's release, I just want to say that before we move on, that's going to be an advantage for her in that competition because she gets it off quick.
So you're going to pick her?
I told you I'm going with the bigs. I'm going with Jonquel, but we just got to work on the speed of that shot for Jonquel. Yes. You got to get around.
Yeah, Sammy will probably get off more shots. Skylar Diggins-Smith.
And it's been the defense. Points off turnovers in a couple of these possessions for Phoenix.
Phoenix taking the 2-point lead as we go inside. 3 minutes to go in the first half, but Jewel Lloyd finishes with her offhand.
Yeah, that's just a tough guard. I mean, when you're matching up against Seattle, you got to figure out who's going to defend Sue Bird, who's going to defend Jewel Lloyd. I mean, on the perimeter, you got decisions to make.
And none of them are good decisions. They're outstanding as we take a timeout. Welcome back. Good ball game. Seattle and Phoenix knotted up at 32 apiece late in the second quarter as we take a look at the upcoming WNBA schedule. Sunday at 1 Eastern time, we will physically be in Dallas, LaChina, and Holly for Asia's Aces taking on Arike Agumbawale and the Wings. And then on 6 p.m. on the CBS Sports Network, it's Phoenix and Seattle. And then next Wednesday, U.S. Olympic team faces the WNBA All-Star team in Vegas at 7 Eastern on ESPN.
I'm looking forward to watching that young Dallas team again. They're so exciting. I mean, win or lose, they are very fun to watch with Arike Agumbawale and Satu Sabli. And, you know, I mean, Vegas is going to be without Liz Cambage, so that'll be a change for them. Yeah. And for a Dallas team that I think it's better when they play small, so that helps them out a little bit.
Mercedes Russell just picked up her second foul. It's Liz Cambage, still in Vegas, but with the Australian national team that is assembling before they go over to Tokyo. Griner has had a big game. 17 points, 8 of 10 from the floor. Gets Phoenix the lead back. Sue for 3. Back rims it. Rebound taken down by Diggins Smith.
Yeah, and Seattle, usually a very efficient team, only shooting about 38% from the field right now.
He's second in the league in field goal percentage coming in, but way down tonight. Good job by Nurse to draw contact. Phoenix is a team that usually shoots a lot of free throws, but just 3 so far tonight.
But that's the cut we've been waiting for by Kia Nurse. You see that Brittany Griner caught the ball. She gets the attention. And here comes Nurse. Earlier in the game, Phoenix's guards were standing outside the three-point line waiting for that pass. Look at Griner catch it here. And she's been making good decisions. But here Kia Nurse sees her defense is attending to Griner and just makes a cut to the rim. And this is a team, as you mentioned, they do get to the free throw line, so they know how to use their body to draw fouls.
22% of their points on the season, almost a quarter of them coming from the free throw line. Stewie knew she was going to miss that. Hustle tried to save it in, but could not. Phoenix 5 of 5 from the line tonight. Seattle 5 of 6. Here's Sandy Brondello. Yeah, yelling, come on, BG. I'm sorry.
You can hear that Australian accent. But as I was going to say, you know, in that loss to Minnesota, Phoenix did not play very good defense. Actually, the back-to-back games against Minnesota, they shot over 50% from the field. And then in the win against Las Vegas, they held them to 43%. So that's the difference maker when you're talking about this Phoenix squad is, can they get stops?
Andy Brondello going to coach the Australian Olympic team for the first time, played in 4 Olympic games for them, and said she just feels very blessed and honored to be able to be the head coach, a kid who grew up on, what'd she say, a sugarcane farm in very rural Australia, and here she is, the head coach of her national team.
Population 50. I don't know what that looks like. I would say 1 stoplight, but that sounds like no stoplights.
And I went to a school that had 50 kids, 5-0. That's not a lot.
Okay, 50
very
kids. I thought you said 50 in the whole town.
Well, the school was 50. The whole town, I think, had maybe 50,000. But, yeah, she's very excited. Her husband, Olaf Lang, is an assistant coach on that team and is with them now in Vegas. Jewel Lloyd doing Jewel Lloyd things with another floater.
I mean, when Jewel Lloyd hits that shot, you just shake her hand and get back to the other end. I mean, nothing you can do.
Skylar Diggins Smith with the 3. Now Lloyd against Diggins Smith comes away with it. Slight difference between the 2 clocks. Cunningham with the shot clock winding down. They don't get the shot off. Coming up on the State Farm halftime report. Take a look at the Sun and the Fever. How about Indy winning 2 in a row, and looking forward to our ABC matchup between Vegas and Dallas on Sunday with Monica McNutt, Andrea Carter, and the one and only Angel McCautry.
What a crew. We have been,
oh my goodness,
very fortunate with some good halftime action. Angel McCautry back, Monica back in studio. We had Christine the other night. Of course, Drea's always holding it down.
Yeah, it will be great. Stay tuned for the State Farm halftime report. Phoenix, with a 7-2 run, take their biggest lead of the game into the locker room, up 39-34. Stewie and Brittany Griner both having great nights tonight. Welcome back to Phoenix, Arizona, as the sun sets. Phoenix leading Seattle 39-34 as we get ready for the second half. And we welcome you back. Pam Ward along with LaChina Robinson. Holly Rowe is with us as well. We talked about Brittany Griner at the beginning of the game, and we're going to take a look at tonight's clutch plays brought to you by Clorox, and a lot of clutchness from BG.
Yeah, she's coming off of that 33-point performance against Vegas, and she's got her confidence and her A game intact once again. BG has been unstoppable in this first half. 17 points, attacking the closeout. Holly mentioned the fact that Seattle's shorthanded, so they cannot foul. They haven't been as physical as I thought they would with Brittany Griner. And right here, when she's on the move, you cannot lose sight of her, but she keeps her balance, checks the footwork, gets the shot up. She has just been really difficult for Seattle to contain in this first half.
You take a look at the leading scorers. Griner and Diggins Smith combining for 28 points, also shooting the ball well from the floor. It's Stewie and Jewel Lloyd for the Seattle team. And yes, for the second straight game, Diana Taurasi is not available, out nursing a sore hip. Seattle has a couple of key cogs, and Talbot and Maglagore not there. They're with the Australian national team. A good first half so far. Seattle only 12 paint points. Phoenix leading, even though they missed 10 of their 12 threes, and we are underway. Holly Rowe is with us as well. She's down on the floor for us. We'll be hearing from her right now. Go Holly.
Well, guys, some bad news for the Phoenix Mercury right now. Already without Diana Taurasi, one of their leading scorers. Sophie Cunningham, who took that blow to the jaw from Brianna Stewart, is out for the rest of the game. Not sure if it is a concussion, but they are being very cautious with that. So another body down. They're already without Alana Smith, already their Australian player. So 3 players out right now for the Phoenix Mercury. And there's the blow you see off the jaw. Sophie will not play in the rest of this game.
Yeah, that does hurt Phoenix quite a bit. The good thing for them is Shea Petty, I thought, stepped in and gave some really good minutes in that first half with her play on the defensive end, and just as far as facilitating, keeping the ball moving.
And there is Shea Petty, who is getting the start for Sophie Cunningham, who is getting the start for Diana Taurasi. An illegal defense called against Seattle led to the Skylar Diggins Smith free throw.
And that shot by Kia Nurse is the shot that Phoenix needs to go down in the second half, because they're going to start to key in on Griner even more when she kicks it out. And it doesn't have to be a 3. I mean, you can attack the closeout off the drive if you're a Phoenix guard coming from the perimeter.
And Kia Nurse, 5 points tonight. 1 of 5 from 3. She has only taken 3-pointers tonight. About 60% of her shots this year have come from beyond the arc. Didn't look too easy for Griner.
And there was Shea Petty, looking to be aggressive, get to the rim, and what does she do? Find a nice drop pass to Griner on the eye cut.
Petty in her 3rd year out of Temple. Turned 33 earlier this year. Big gap in her career before being on Washington's team that won a championship, and now getting a chance with Phoenix. Nice pass, perfectly placed to Mercedes Russell. That is only the 2nd shot she's taken, and yet another assist for Sue Bird.
Yeah, Seattle is typically a team that gets a lot of fast break offense. We haven't seen that as much tonight. Beautiful drop pass there from Diggins Smith.
21 on the night. Samuelson gets her first bucket. 0 for 3 in the first half.
Very capable shooter. She's had some very slow offensive outings here in recent games, but Noelle Quinn said we've got all the confidence in her ability to hit shots.
Whistle. Griner trying to set a screen for Diggins Smith.
Yeah, Brittany Griner with a... I thought she may have been moving a little bit, but looks like Stewart. Take a look here. Oh, yeah. Actually, it looks like Brianna Stewart just tried to push through the screen there. Good call by the officials.
Second foul on Stewart. Russell with that tough defensive assignment, rims out for Griner. With the fans, expecting about 8,000 fans tonight in the same building where the Phoenix Suns have taken a 2-0 lead over Milwaukee in the NBA Finals. So Phoenix is like basketball central right now.
Phoenix is hot, and not just the weather.
Yeah.
Basketball is all the buzz. Chris Paul and company getting it done so far.
The clock shot winding down. Russell able to salvage the possession. In fact, some of the Phoenix Mercury players were at the Suns game last night. Nice move by Samuelson to get into the paint.
We haven't seen a lot of offense from Seattle in the paint. I mean, the presence of Brittany Griner can deter you from looking to drive, but in that possession, she was outside of the paint. And so Samuelson gets the drive.
Griner over Stewart. Yes, Brittany Griner would be a major deterrent, if not a repellent, for trying to get into the paint.
A repellent, I like that.
Yes. A little spray of Griner repellent.
Goes a long way. Two defenders, a little miscommunication there. Closing out on the shot. And that leaves a Brittany Griner showing numbers, just able to turn and lay it up.
Take a look at the upcoming WNBA schedule. Sunday at 1 Eastern time. That is noon local time. It's Vegas at Dallas on ABC. We will be there. And then Sunday at 6 Eastern, Phoenix and Seattle play again. Yes, back-to-back games at 6 Eastern on the CBS Sports Network before the Olympic break hits. And don't forget the All-Star game Wednesday night, 7 Eastern, Team USA versus the WNBA All-Stars on ESPN. Nice pass from Griner. Turner got it on the second go-around.
And that's a part of Phoenix offense that they hope to develop as Brittany Griner is taking more face-up shots, is that Brianna Turner has some space and opportunity to get involved in the offense under the basket.
Lloyd trying to make something happen again in the paint. Nailed it. Kia Nurse.
She was 1 for 9 from three-point range in her last 3 games coming into tonight. But Kia Nurse is picking up some confidence as this game goes on. Shea Petty down the middle of the floor. Kia Nurse spotting up, lets it fly. Phoenix in charge.
ESPN's coverage of the WNBA is presented by Google, proud sponsor of tonight's closed captioning, and in part by AT&T 5G, fast, reliable, and secure. And American Express. See all that you can expect when you're with Amex.
It's time for Anything is Possible, brought to you by Deloitte. The Phoenix Suns have never won an NBA championship. Is it possible? Yes, they are halfway after taking 2 games at home against the Bucks in the finals. And among the spectators, yep, that's Brianna Turner and Sophie Cunningham, two of the Mercury players who were in attendance, and Holly Rowe was there too.
Well, guys, it was really fun to see the excitement in this building last night, and I actually ran into Chris Paul today after shoot-around here as they were leaving for Milwaukee, and he was kind of disappointed. He had a plan to be here at the game with all of his teammates, but they had to leave early for Milwaukee. But his parents are here. I love that so much that Chris Paul's parents are sitting front row, courtside. Charles and Robin here supporting the Phoenix Mercury. So much love between the teams and all of the fans. An incredible crowd here for the X Factor back in the building. And you said it, Pam, Phoenix is hot for hoops right now.
Yeah, it has been so fun to watch Phoenix's run. And Chris Paul actually is from Winston-Salem, where I went to Wake Forest. He was in high school when I was in college. You see his family there courtside. And even going back to those days, Chris has always been very close with his family and his brother. And we might have been at those high school games trying to do a little convincing. I don't know the recruiting rules, but no, we just loved watching young Chris Paul in action back in the day.
Yeah, that's cool. Winston-Salem kid staying home to play at Wake Forest, and now really disappointed, as Holly said, that his team could not be in attendance for this game. And it's great, and we see that with a lot of these franchises more and more, just the symbiotic relationship and the respect that the men have for the women and vice versa. And that's sweet from Jewel Lloyd.
Again, another bucket where Jewel Lloyd hits that. You get the help rotation. He hangs in the air and makes a banker. I mean, slap a five and go down the other end.
Seattle had been struggling this 16 and 22 shots. Now they've hit back-to-backers, but still trail by 4. The nurse takes a break on the sidelines for Phoenix.
Skylar Diggins-Smith going to her left. They tried to finesse that one up. Mercedes Russell, no way.
Good try to bring it home. Yep. They're able to get away to get the shot off, but Brianna Stewart comes up.
Lloyd has hit some tough buckets. Katie Lou Samuelson has hit a couple as well for Seattle.
It's a 7-0 Seattle run. How about Brianna Stewart has not taken a shot in the last 9 minutes for Seattle, and yet they're only down 1. Timeout in Phoenix.
Keep congesting. Keep congesting. You got Burke now. Keep congesting, okay? Step ups inside to outside. Use your hands a little bit more. Okay, that's not reaching. That's just using our hands, get deflection. Okay, now we're finally getting trusting each other. If we do that, good things happen. Everyone does their job. They're stunning. We're getting in passing lanes. Great steal there. Okay, keep getting through screens. Great job, Shay. Someone's riding you up the floor. Keep going.
Well, Sandy Brondello talking to her team, and that defense, LaChina, has lapsed a little bit. Seattle has scored the last 7 points of this game.
Yeah, I mean, Phoenix was very active defensively in the first half, and that helped them out a lot with their steals, their points off turnovers, and they got to get back to that. You know, she mentioned being physical with Jewel Lloyd in one of the wide pieces we heard, so they've got to continue to put that effort in.
Brittany Griner getting another bucket, but then right back, it's Bird to tie the ball game up at 53. Griner. Bird brought the double, then had to hustle back to get in front of Petty, who missed the shot, and then a whistle on the rebound. Megan Walker getting into the act.
Megan Walker just read that perfectly. Shot goes up. Didn't have a shot coming off, but you got to get to the rim. That's the important part of that. Jewel Lloyd does not box out. And Megan Walker with the second chance opportunity.
3-point play after the foul by Lloyd for Walker, second year out of UConn.
get Brianna Stewart in on the action.
Yeah, exactly what I was going to say. That's a good job by Russell, but Stewie has not scored here in the second half, and I don't think she's taken a shot in this quarter. Gets her hand on that. So Sue Bird continues to make history. He already has the most assists in the history of the game, and now at an even 3,000, first player to get to that milestone. With Tisha Penichero's assist record a little while ago.
And Seattle here is picking up some momentum. You know, Bird is always steadying the ship. They have made their last 5 shots. Canada is going to go to the free throw line here. And that's why I mentioned Phoenix's defense. They have got to gather, get back to that level of intensity they had in the first half.
Turner fouled Canada. Sunday on ABC, the Aces will be in Dallas to take on the Wings. Coverage starts at 1 p.m. Eastern time, that last day before the WNBA break. We will all be there, LaChina, me, and Holly Rowe. Looking forward to that. Looking forward to being anywhere to see a live game.
I've enjoyed the crowd sound, though, even when we're not in the arena. You know the crowd is there because you can hear them, and it just adds to the game, the impact, the effect.
Oh, nobody checked Griner. Brittany Griner on a major roll now. Coming off the season-high 33 in their last game, a win against Vegas. Has 27 so far tonight.
Double by Skylar Diggins-Smith on Brianna Stewart, forcing her to give it up. But the second chance points for Phoenix. 11 in this game. Shot goes up, and come on, she's 6'9". You can't lose her. Brittany Griner, that's too easy for her.
Griner 1 rebound away from her 10th double-double. Canada can't get it to fall. Seattle made their last 6 shots before that one went awry.
It's not a smart pass in traffic there. Seattle gets it back.
Oh, there's a lot of contact. Nurse on Lloyd. First personal foul on Kia Nurse. One of 5 Olympians for the Mercury. Seattle has 5 as well. Nurse playing for Canada. Here's the other Kia Vaughn coming in. Griner gets a well-deserved rest.
I mean, they have run almost every play through Griner. She has, even when she has not scored, she's been a factor on the glass. She's deterred shots by Seattle in the paint.
Sierra Burdick has checked in for Seattle. That rimmed out for Prince. But remember, no Griner in the game. But Skylar drew a foul.
Defense was anticipating the drive left by Skylar Diggins-Smith, but she goes right instead. Right there, you see Jewel Lloyd was loading up for that left hand. In an open lane going right.
But Brianna Stewart has not scored in this quarter.
And as much as we talked about Brittany Griner needing to get a touch every time down the floor for Phoenix, Seattle is a little more balanced, but she definitely has to be a factor. But they've gotten the contributions from other players as well. So there's been balance when they've needed it.
Approaching a minute to go in the third quarter. Phoenix led by 5 at the half. Now up 3. There's a shot by Stewart, but well short. She went 12.5 minutes between shot attempts.
And well contested there by Breonna Turner. We can't talk enough about her defense and her length and her activity and what she brings to that end of the floor for the Mercury.
And she's not going to blow your socks off with her offensive numbers, but you're right, what she does defensively is game-changing in many instances. Working on Stewart. Canada running the show with Bird on the bench. Shot clock is off. Nurse doesn't need a shot clock. That one a little bit too heavy. And now Seattle has a chance to end it.
Yeah, if you're Nurse, you definitely wanted to end the quarter there. Rather quick shot. Lloyd.
In and out as the third quarter comes to a close. Phoenix leading it by 3. Brittany Griner with another brilliant night.
Brittany Griner is the reason for the season. She is the why Phoenix has the lead. Does she have enough in the fourth quarter to get the win? We'll find out.
Welcome back to ESPN's coverage of the WNBA presented by Google. Here with Brittany Griner of the Phoenix Mercury. And Brittany, you're coming off a season-high 33 points in an overtime game. How much do you have left in the tank? You've almost matched that again here with 1 quarter left to go.
I got a lot left in the tank. You know, it's not over till the game's over. So whatever we need to do, whatever I need to do, we're ready.
You are scoring from all over the floor. How is your face-up game in that mid-range really started to blossom for you, particularly tonight?
I mean, just seeing the ball going the hole, and my teammates and my coaches having faith in me to stretch it out so I don't have to be down low the whole time. That way it opens up the floor a little bit more.
Thank you, BG.
Thank you.
And before the game, Sandy Brondello, the head coach for Phoenix, told us that Griner is their best and most consistent player this year. And, you know, Brittany Griner has never been a most valuable player, has never won that award, LaChana.
She's been close, and she's definitely had a basketball analyst that's picked her as her preseason MVP of a time or 2 or 5. But I remember the last time she was close, she had an injury late in the season and ended up not playing late, and that hurt her chances. But a lot of time left to go this season. And after she took that time off in the bubble, that off season, you know, she said she needed a mental break. She had not taken a break from basketball since Baylor. She looks refreshed and ready to go.
Had a spectacular season. Just got her 10th double-double of the year. That is one more than Breanna Stewart has, who is now 2nd in the league. A little bit too much body up there on Samuelson.
I am enjoying Katie Lou Samuelson in attack mode, with the understanding that they are without Talbot, no Ezzie Magbagor. Samuelson has really looked for her shot, in particular when Griner has not been in the paint. She's looking to get to the rim and taking advantage of that.
Oh, actually charged to Megan Walker. Samuelson with 9 points now. Wiggins Smith, team lefty.
And what I love about that is, though she's team lefty, she's looking to get her offense going right. That was a pull-up going right, and that's where Seattle has been forcing her.
Jordan Canada gets her 2nd bucket of the night. And Griner unstoppable, looking for the foul.
And then look at the quick offense. This is where Seattle's been striking. They've been able to come down the floor and just look to drive right away before Phoenix gets set up.
Griner 1 point away from her 2nd straight 30-point game. Had 33 against Vegas in a much-needed win in their last game. And Key Vaughn, 12th year out of Rutgers, has just been so steady. No matter where she's gone, kind of a quiet game, but just a great pro.
And she's always had that pick and pop in her arsenal. Money shot.
Danielson.
Speaking of money shot. With a shiner.
Danielson into double figures now with 12. Nice play by Prince to strip it away from Griner. 2 in a row? Yes, but it doesn't count.
Brittany Griner just making her presence felt on the inside. Again, looking for the contact. There's been times in Brittany Griner's career that she's been more of a finesse player. And then on the handoff, you see how Canada's sitting on that left hand of Skylar Diggins-Smith, trying not to let her get to her left. She goes right with the pull-up. She can do a little bit of everything. She's not just team lefty, Pam.
Prince kicks it back out. Stewart, who's been quiet in the second half, gets her bucket. Petty playing because Sophie Cunningham is now in concussion protocol for Phoenix. Took an inadvertent elbow to the face back in the first half. She started for Diana Taurasi, who is missing her second straight game with a sore hip. Here's Diana.
We just hope that Diana can feel better, and according to Holly's report, she'll be ready to go for the Olympics. You have to think that this may be a little precautionary with understanding what she has coming up, and Phoenix has been able to handle business without her so far in this game.
Diggins! Up and under and in. What a bucket, but then Samuelson is unstoppable on the other end.
Yeah, Phoenix is getting scores. They're just not getting back. Trading baskets.
Half with her 14 points coming here in the fourth quarter. A whistle before the Griner shot.
Phoenix maintaining the lead behind Skylar Diggins-Smith, stepping up. The next gear, the reverse layup. She's got it all.
ESPN's coverage of the WNBA is presented by Google, official WNBA changemaker and proud advocate of women in sports.
Cast of WNBA Enterprises may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise used in any form without the express written consent of WNBA Enterprises.
Let's take a look at tonight's Elevated Moments presented by American Express. Skylar Diggins-Smith doing it on both ends of the floor.
Yeah, her 10th 20-point performance of the season, and I think she really got going on the defensive end in the first half, and that's helped her. And even when Seattle's tried to read the scout and take away her left hand, Skylar's gotten creative off of the bounce, off of the pull-up, really pushing this Phoenix Mercury team in the absence of Diana Taurasi, and that's what we were looking forward to. With the three of them on this roster, is even with Diana out, you still have a big two with Skylar Diggins-Smith and Brittany Griner. They're doing their work.
See the great numbers for Skylar. Brittany Griner with 29 points and 11 rebounds. She has tied her own Phoenix franchise record with her 10th double-double of the season. Did that in 2018 as well. Skylar again.
Beautiful floater. High level of difficulty on that shot with a lot of size and length on Diggins-Smith.
Phoenix up by 4. Samuelson on fire in this quarter, left that one short.
Question is,
go ahead.
Can Seattle contain Skylar Diggins-Smith? I mean, they've been able to put her in ball screen actions, moving around the floor, and no one's been able to slow her down.
Megan Walker. Stewart working to get free, then Turner comes over. Uh-oh, now Griner. It crumbles to the floor.
There was a screen set by Sue Bird for Brianna Stewart to cut to the bucket. Brianna Turner recovered very well defensively, and right here, going for that rebound. You see on the twist, before she even hits the ground, Brittany Griner with an awkward turn. There's the screen by Sue Bird, the recovery by Turner to contest. And then that Brittany Griner injury, but she looks like she's okay.
Shea Petty able to find some space in the lane.
And that's what you need if you're Sandy Brondello. You need Megan Walker to make shots. You need Shea Petty to hit shots.
6-0 Phoenix run to get this 8-point cushion. Matches their biggest lead of the night, but it evaporates quickly with Russell. Regan Smith, that is her first miss of this quarter. It hit her last 4 shots. Griner, a little bit too much spin. Bird back in the game, misses the 3. Griner gets yet another rebound. Brianna Stewart also with the double-double tonight, so she ties Griner for the league lead this season with her 10th double-double, but Stewie only has 2 points in the second half. More on Brianna Stewart. Let's go to Holly Rowe.
Well, guys, I want to give a ton of credit right now to Brianna Turner for her defense on Brianna Stewart. Just 2 points in the second half. Think about the last week that Brianna Turner has had. She has had to guard Nafisa Collier from Minnesota, Asia Wilson, as we see her go up to the hoop there. I talked to Brianna before the game, and she said, I have really learned how to play these players defensively and just make every single shot difficult. She has had to guard 3 of the best players in the league, and she's continuing to do a fantastic job against Brianna Stewart here tonight with this.
Welcome back to Phoenix. Coming up next on SportsCenter, you will hear from the player of the game from this game on SportsCenter Live. Also what the Suns and Bucks were up to on the first of 2 off days, and more on the UFC fight that is coming up later on. Check it out right here on ESPN on SportsCenter. Nice night at Phoenix where it is currently 109 degrees.
Woo. Going to be about that in Vegas next week for the All-Star game. Get ready.
That's coming up Wednesday night. Cam Ward, DeChana Robinson, and Holly Rowe joining you. Phoenix, a little bit of a push here to take a 6-point lead. Seattle's won 6 of the last 7 against Phoenix, 4 in a row in this building, but they are down right now.
That was a great defensive possession for Phoenix out of the timeout. 2 shoulders in front of the ball handler. They recovered well. They challenged. Really, a lot of toughness on defense from the Mercury tonight.
Big 3. Megan Walker makes it a 9-point advantage as we hit 2 minutes to go. A little bit of contact.
Brittany Griner drawing attention once again, and that puts the defense in scramble on the pass, and Megan Walker ready for her opportunity. Gets it down, and she's been playing some really nice defense the last couple of games for Phoenix as well. May not have been on the scoring end of things last game, but she's been D'ing up.
Look who's back, Brianna Stewart. Her second 3 of the night. That stops a 9-2 Phoenix run. Off-balance shot, a whistle. And a foul on Seattle. Petty drew it.
Sue Bird waiting for the play to evolve. Good screen by Mercedes Russell. It's the open look for Stewart.
Bird with 5 assists tonight, went over 3,000 in her career. Bird fouled Petty. She had been 9 for 9 from the line. Sue Bird's going to need like maybe her own chapter in the WNBA record book before this is over. Not her own page.
Crazy. Well, and listen, she'll be untouchable on most of those records if the players coming behind her don't take good enough care of their bodies to play to their 40. I mean, she's logged a lot of games.
Given us a couple of complete seasons sitting out with knee injuries, but yeah, she's got a lot of miles and taking care of her body, so she's been restructuring her diet. Turns 41 in the fall. Deacon Smith trying to get it to Turner. Chancey pass stolen by Stewart.
So turnover on one end by Seattle and then one by Phoenix.
Oh, Mercedes Russell.
Those are the kind of moves that Russell's making this year. I mean, it just looks like a different player off of the bounce and on the move.
Second time this year she has hit the 10-point mark. Inside a minute to go. Phoenix with a 5-point advantage. Griner. Leaves the door open for Seattle. Petty comes over to double Stewart. Prince with no box out. Nope.
No box out in Epiphany Prince. Huge offensive rebound for the Storm.
3-point game. Timeout in Phoenix. Welcome back to Phoenix, where Seattle only trails by 3. 29 seconds left to go. Seattle on a 7-1 run to get close.
And that offensive rebound by Epiphany Prince was huge. I mean, if you're Phoenix, right here, you need to take good care of the basketball. Try to run the clock down as much as you can. Don't need anything quick.
These two teams will play again on Sunday in Seattle before the Olympic break. Huge possession here for Phoenix with a 3-point lead. Seattle does not have any fouls to give. 2 timeouts left. Phoenix, no timeouts.
Seattle fouls number 2, Mercedes Russell, her 6th personal foul.
So Mercedes Russell has just fouled out of the game. And remember, they did not have a foul to give, so that's a baffling foul that far from the basket. And you put Diggins Smith on the line.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure what the communication was on that foul, but it looked like Mercedes Russell intentionally went after her.
That's a huge play. Skyler gets them both. Now it's a 5-point lead. With 28 seconds to go, take another quick timeout and come back to the finish. Griner and Diggins Smith, 29 and 22 points respectively. What's that, trying to 51 points between them? Good numbers. And Sandy Brodell, we talked to her earlier today, and she said that they would need big efforts from these two stars with Taurasi out, and they certainly have gotten it tonight.
Yeah, they have. I mean, it started with Griner, and then Diggins Smith picked it up from the perimeter. But the most impressive aspect of tonight for me has been Phoenix's defense. Deanna Stewart gets a look for long range there. Can't get it to go.
Now the Phoenix, Deanna Turner is doing a really good job on Stewart.
I'm just still perplexed by the foul situation with Seattle. I mean, it's now a 2-possession game. They put Skylar Diggins-Smith on the free throw line and fouled out Mercedes Russell.
And they did not have
really
a foul to
confused
give.
by that.
Yeah, maybe it's some miscommunication. Skylar Diggins has 11 points in this quarter. Skylar Diggins-Smith.
That's right. Put that Smith on there.
Yeah, I'm used to no smoke. SDS. Another Diggins-Smith, one on August 2nd.
Right there where Pam Ward was born. What, August 2nd, August 3rd?
Seven points.
You can get there, but don't rotate there. You just give your man open if they run something similar. Hey, they may run an elevator. So we have to be ready. They do this. Okay? Yep. Be ready for it. Be ready for it, okay? So it's more. Close X4. Close it. X5 has to be ready to switch out.
Hey, no matter what, they can't fucking win the game on this one shot. Don't fucking foul.
Rebound. Rebound. Rebound.
Well, there you go. Some coaching from Brittany Griner there. Sandy Brondello telling her team they need to switch on the elevator screen. And Brittany Griner is saying, listen, they can't get a 5-point play. Don't do anything stupid.
Yeah,
Excuse me, is that the right math?
Yeah, they would need 7 points to tie it, 8 to win. So, yeah, no reason to foul is the bottom line. It's Sandy Brondello, and this is impressive. Again, this is a Phoenix team that had lost 6 of 8 games before they played Las Vegas. At Las Vegas, won that game in overtime, the game in which Griner had 33 points, 10 rebounds and 5 assists. This is a good back-to-backer, isn't it? Beating Vegas and now Seattle.
I'm impressed, and I'll tell you this. This team got together after their last loss to Minnesota. They got drugged. They got together as a team, and they didn't talk about basketball. They just hung out. And Skylar Diggins-Smith said we needed to get together. We needed to spend time. It felt very nourishing, and that was before that Vegas win. They beat Vegas, and tonight they lost Sophie Cunningham during the game. But Megan Walker, Shea Petty stepped up. Brianna Turner's defense. I mean, this was a very impressive effort by the Mercury.
85 to 77. Griner with 29 points, 15 rebounds. Diggins-Smith 26 points. A terrific fourth quarter, and Phoenix and Seattle will play in Seattle on Sunday. For LaChana Robinson and Holly Rowe, I'm Pam Ward. Thanks for watching. Seattle with a chance to get the West title in the Commissioner's Cup. Going to have to try to do that on another day. It was just too much. Griner, Diggins-Smith and company, they win their second straight without Diana Taurasi. Phoenix wins it. Time now to get you to Sports Center, where you'll hear from the player of the game from this one.